Okay, welcome to this video where we'll go into Docker Compose instead of Dockerfile. Here I will simplify it and use Docker Compose for one container only. So I'm inside of Visual Studio Code, and you can see this is the code from the last video. We'll create a new file here called docker-compose.yaml. I will move this inside of the app folder. App. In the services, I will call this my Python app. Inside this Python app, I will build the image. I will build based on dot. It will look for the Docker file inside of this folder and run everything from this Docker file. And for this, you could divide your Docker files into several files where you can have each for each service, right? I want to bind mount everything in this app folder in the host into my app in the container. I will do like this dot to get everything here, and then :/app. And also I will do like this working directory is /app. And then I will use the command python app.py. With this, I can change my Docker file, so I don't need this anymore. Exactly. So now I'm inside the app in my terminal and in my host system. In order to run using Docker Compose, you do like this Docker Compose app. Let's see, it says no such file or directory requirements.txt. Actually, you do need to copy the requirements.txt and I save it in work directory. And then maybe I Docker Compose app, because it's running the build first, right? So the build, it doesn't have a requirements.txt. That's why it was mad before. So now I send in the requirements.txt, it installs it, and then I do a bind mount here. As you can see, the command python app.py ran. And when it ran, we can see that we immediately got a PNG file here. Yes, it is my graph. Cool. These are connected now, so that when I ran the command inside of the Docker container, it produced this image and it's linked back to my file system and to a file path that I've chosen. What file path have I chosen? I've chosen dot, which is this folder here. This is how bind mount works. If I change something in my app, for example, now I want to write df.columns instead. Let's see, Docker. Yes, it doesn't exist because it has closed, right? I have a lot of other containers that have closed. So let's do like this, Docker container run. This will remove all stop containers. Yes. So I remove all of them. So Docker es-a won't show anything. However, I can do Docker compose up again. And you can see it has changed to print out the indices. So if I now go into my, let's see, Docker run-it, let's see what so my image is still called, actually, I don't have Docker image ls. Docker image ls. You can see I have two different app Python demo image. 2 minutes ago, app Python app. So why is it called like this? It's called like this because my Docker Compose YAML, I've called it python-app, and I'm inside the folder app. So it concatenates these two names. So it's called app-python app. This is my image. You can specify another image, but this is what I have now. So let's do Docker run-it app-python -app /bin/bash. Okay, now I'm inside of the root, or I'm inside of the app ls. I can see requirements.txt. I found the issue. The issue is that remove the working data and the command here, as I already have it in my Docker files. Instead of just copying the requirements.txt inside, I will copy everything in this folder into the containers. I'll remove this ages.png. Let's do docker compose app --build. So I rebuild this one. Takes a little bit longer when you do --build. Yes, it's recreated. And what you can see that, okay, still the command is ran because the Docker file is run, or that we are building from the Docker file. So everything in the Docker file runs and it copies everything in. If we didn't do that and just did the bind mount, we just copied the requirements.txt. That's why when I went into the Docker container, I only saw the requirements.txt and nothing else. First of all, we see that ages comes back, so the bind mount works. You have seen Docker Compose, even if it was only for one service or one container. You've seen me jump into the container to verify the bind mount and see that the copy command worked, and you saw the PNG file come out after you have run it. With this, I would like to thank you and see you in the next video where we'll go into Kafka. And there we'll spin up several containers, so Docker Compose will be really useful. So thank you. Bye.